Welcome to Sayya YouTube channel. Today we're gonna explain about the dinosaurs' origin. While the history of dinosaurs remains a fascinating subject, we now know much more about these creatures that once walked the earth. These impressively large animals lived during a large period of the Mesozoic or Secondary era, from 250 million to 65 million years before our era. Several hypotheses have been put forward concerning their extinction, but this time we will focus on the phenomena that contributed to their appearance on Earth. The Big Bang. To better understand the origin of the dinosaurs, we must focus on the chronology of evolution from the Big Bang to the era of the first dinosaurs on Earth. So, about 14 billion years ago, the universe was formed after the Big Bang. It is following this explosion that galaxies, stars, planets were formed. The solar system and its planets appeared 10 billion years ago. Our planet was formed a little later, 6 billion years ago. This was followed by the appearance of prokaryotic cells, 4 billion years ago, and photosynthesis, 3 billion years ago. It took several millennia for multicellular life to make its way to the appearance of the so-called simple animals, or Ediacaran fauna, 600 million years ago. The evolution continued and the more complex animals appeared 550 million years ago. Then came fish and proto-amphibians and then land plants. Insects and seeds appeared almost at the same time, 400 million years ago. As for the first amphibians, they lived 360 million years ago. Then came the reptiles, 300 million years ago, and finally the famous dinosaurs, about 250 million years ago. These terrible lizards, as they are called, lived on Earth for almost 200 million years. Dinosaurs are one of the most successful groups of animals to have roamed the planet. Dinosaurs' lifetime. The longevity of dinosaurs depends mostly on their size, as those less than 1 meter tall lived 6 years or less. On the other hand, large dinosaurs had a very good life expectancy. Some could even live up to 70 years. To find out, researchers have based themselves on fossilized bones. Scientists even go so far as to say that the herbivores lived much longer than the carnivorous dinosaurs. This is explained by the abundance and diversity of food for herbivores at that time. As for the famous tyrannosaurs, which were very large predators, they lived about 30 years. As for the brontosaurs, which were herbivores weighing more than 30 tons, they could live a very long time, about 80 years. For over 170 million years they dominated the land, from small creatures just a few feet long to some of the largest animals ever to have walked Earth. But despite their long evolutionary history, the origin of dinosaurs remains shrouded in mystery. When did dinosaurs evolve, and what did the first ones look like? The earliest definitive dinosaur is not one animal but an entire ecosystem containing a few different species. There's no universally accepted dinosaur species that lived earlier in time. Dating to around 230 million years ago, in the late Triassic period, the Esquigualasto Formation in Argentina contains an array of animal remains. It shows that the environment was dominated by early reptiles known as rhynchosaurs, as well as animals closely related to mammalian origins called cynodonts. Crucially, however, it reveals that there were also a number of different early dinosaur species in the mix. These include small bipedal creatures, such as Eodromius and Eoraptor, and larger animals such as Herosaurus. Dating to around 230 million years ago, Herosaurus is one of the oldest definitive dinosaurs. Professor Paul Barrett is a dinosaur researcher at the museum who has been looking into the early evolution of dinosaurs during the late Triassic and early Jurassic. There are a bunch of places in Argentina and Brazil that are vying for the crown of the birthplace of the earliest definite dinosaurs, says Paul. But when they first appeared, they were already recognizably dinosaurs. This suggests that dinosaurs had to have a longer evolutionary history that we don't yet know about, and there is some debate as to how much of that evolutionary history is currently missing.